Your bunch just seems to be more comfortable, have more energy here. Is it just that comes with the territory with a young team, feeling comfortable and playing well at home?
It really does. I think that's just the first step towards improving as a team. It's really having confidence at home. I think the most important thing that came from this is coupled with West Coast trip. Everyone talks about this being a game that you would struggle in. I'm really pleased at the mental focus that we had from the beginning of the game to come out and not use being on the West Coast as an excuse. So wins and losses, points and rebounds and all that matters, but being able to grow that way is just as important.
Coach, Portland shot 52% in that first quarter. What adjustments did you make after that to where you held them to 37% on the night?
I just think overall we focused on a few things. First of all, sprint back in transition to make sure they weren't getting any early threes from us. Offensive rebounds kept them in early, and that's something that we talked about in the huddle a few times. But overall, impressive to hold that team to 85 points. The teams that I think they're second in the league in points per game, so they can put up points extremely fast.
Jacque, it seemed like Nick was extra aggressive on offense tonight. What do you attribute that extra assertiveness to, and what did you see from him?
I just think overall, it seemed like he felt really good on the floor. He caught the ball in great space on the floor and had great spacing around him, so he could, react with the basketball. And he had a few jumpers tonight, but overall he got great looks at the rim, so I think that was important. Victor's penetration early really got him going. A couple drop-off passes got Nick going early, and that was impressive as the night went on as well.
Tobias seems to really be settling into that reserve role, 25 points and 11 rebounds. Take that from him every night, right?
I would take that from him. And I think overall, Kyle had an extremely hard matchup tonight against Terrell Wright, space 4, but I thought Kyle did a good job of helping his teammates out tonight, giving Tobias more minutes tonight because of that matchup. And Tobias was really effective on offensive rebounding, end of the floor, and also just making the right play throughout the course of the night. And when that happens, a lot of times good things happen for you.
Jacque, talk about it this morning. When Victor gets in the lane now, he's finding the right guys. I mean, you see that growth of he knows what to do when he gets in the lane now with the ball.
And he's tough to guard. His ability to get to the paint with his athleticism, his quickness, he'll continue to learn how to finish at the rim on both sides of the floor with both hands. And we talked about using the instinct and also the being predetermined sometimes of rotation and what pass to make. Tonight he was really good at doing both.
Victor didn't have the most efficient night from the field, but could you talk a little bit about how he continues to play confidently, even if the shot's not falling, and continues to make plays and energy plays that really boost his teammates and boost him even as the game goes on?
Yeah, I think if you didn't have a stat sheet and you just kind of felt your way through the game, I think you'd say he had an imprint on the way the determination of this game, the outcome. And so for him, right now where he's at, that's great for him. That sometimes it's going to be energy and effort plays, sometimes it's going to be a turnover, sometimes it's going to be the correct pass. But being able to play through all that and still, put your stamp on the game, helping your team win, just as important.
Coach, apart from that run that Portland made early in the second quarter, you guys were able to keep them sort of around the perimeter. I know their personnel sort of dictates that too, but it seemed like you were able to dictate some of that with your defense.
I thought our big guys were really good at helping our smalls out, whether it was in pick and roll, their ability to stop the basketball from getting downhill, because that's when you react to those guys. Now you got a big guy rolling to the bucket, and now you got to fan out and get to a shooter. So our initial defense was pretty good tonight, and we made them react to us a little bit.
Coach, can you go back to the reason why there's such a dramatic difference in the success at home as compared to on the road?
I just think overall, as a team, when guys haven't been in those situations before, and they're amplified when you're on the road. The crowd is a call against you, a rebound, a turnover. The crowd not cheering for you. All those things work hand in hand. And if you haven't been in those situations before, it can be overwhelming. And so for us as a team, we'll continue to put ourselves in those situations and we'll continue to grow out of it. But it starts again by trying to be consistent in what you do, your habits, your preparation, and then when panic time comes, you've been in that situation before. It doesn't seem as serious of a panic.
You reached, with tonight's win, you said all year each season is its own story, but with tonight's win, you hit last year's win total. Is that something that you kind of pause and show to your team that, hey, we've made progress from last season, we still have a lot of work to do, but is that something that you point out to the team as a sign of tangible growth that they've made in the past year?
Have not mentioned one time what our record is to the team. Win, loss, nothing of that nature. What I do mention to those guys, and when we practice on Thursday, let's get better. Let's come to work and get better. And that's really what it's about. And that's how we'll continue to judge each other and continue to push each other.
Everyone good? All right, off tomorrow, Thursday.